doing today is we're framing out this shower, and so I'm just going to show you a couple little tricks about working off the base plates and then working up to your and getting a plumb wall is really what we're trying to do here. And you always want to use your trusty square, 2-foot square, and you've got to, what you do is you work your lines and get everything perfectly square, and then you go ahead and put your plate down. This is going to be a walk-in shower like this without a shower door. So here you'll be in the shower right now. Alright, so what I do is you have to transfer this line from this base plate up to the top, and what I do, I'm sure there's other ways to do this, but what I do is I take a 6-foot level and a 4-foot level, and I put them together like this, and then what I do is I just transfer my line up to above and take a look, and it's perfectly plumb. Okay, and then same thing on the end. I put it on the end right here, and then make a mark up here. See the little blocks I put in there? That'll be for the sheetrock nailers. And but it also gives you, places that you can mark things off, which I did right here. You can see right here my mark. See it right there? Okay. And if you look at the level, see it right there? It's perfectly plumb. And so you know you got a straight wall. So that's what you're looking for there. Alright. And then when I go to put my second piece, I got my first piece already nailed on up here, and I'm going to put another one on top of it. What I do, I use this little sliding square, this one right here, and I put it against the edge right here to make sure we're perfectly straight up and down and flush on the edges. Okay. Alright, so then I drop that down and then I go ahead and nail it. Thank you, sir. Alright. Sometimes they don't set all the way. So you just nail them up. Next thing we'll do is we'll do some framing. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. So we get our measurements. All right. Okay, we've got our top piece finished up, and I had to put in a piece right in here, and we used some 1/2-inch blocks to fur it out right to the corner. I always like to have a nice solid corner to screw my whatever material you're going to use in your shower. In this particular shower, we're going to be using a curdy, so you can actually use sheetrock as long as you don't get moisture past your curdy. You're good. Used to use concrete board all the time. That stuff is so hard to work with. I really like the curdy. Alright, so anyway, we've got we've cut these, we measured these pieces, and I'll tell you an easy way to measure. Here, I'm going to show you real quick how I do it. I measure from the bottom down to 5 foot, because you're looking right at 5 foot. So you just make your mark right here like that, and then you measure down from the top. We've got 7, 7, and 5/16, and that's what these are all cut to. And sometimes you have to cut. Remember this: when you're cutting, always cut a little too big. It's better too big than too short. You can always cut again, but if you got it too short, you're already too short. So anyway, well, I've got this thing cut and all these pieces put together here, and it's just a perfect fit. You have to hammer that thing in. Alright, so we're going to flush this up right here, like that, and then flush it up right here, flush it with the side pieces and the bottom, like that, and we're good right there. Alright, so now I'm just going to take my nailer, give me a toenail right there, and it's not going to go anywhere. And now we can just double check everything before we nail the top, make sure we're right where we want to be. Like that. Looking good. We'll come back and do some more nailing, but for now, laid out the floor. I'm going to put 2 studs on the end right here. Okay, and I measured over to see what our centers would be. I'm going to put, instead of doing them on 16-inch centers, I'm going to do mine, I'm going to say roughly, that's going to be like 7 3/4 center. That way we have equal spacing between all these. And it makes it really strong in your shower in case you bump against the wall. You don't get all the deflection, you know. And I like that because you see the opening right here? That opening is way too big. For me, I like mine a little tighter than that, like that right there. And so anyway, we'll be adding some more studs in there too. Anyway, we'll get back to this in a few minutes once I cut these studs. Okay, we got our framing in, and if you'll notice the way I do this, now, I'm an overkill builder, but what I did here, I put these little blocks in here, and what that does for me, it gives me something I nail this down, then I can nail my studs into it, and then toenail them in, and then keep adding another one. All that space, all these are equally spaced, so it makes a really strong wall. And then here's where my switch is going to be for the lights and the exhaust fan. They'll come on an automatic or one of those timers. You got a 5, 10, 20, and 30-minute timer switch. That's what we're going to put in here. But anyway, like I told you, I like some really stiff walls, because when you're in the shower and you bump the wall, with this much strength in here, you're not going to get any deflection. Or if you do, it'd be so minor it won't mess up your tiles. And anyway, so like I said, we're going to put a couple more tiles, one in here, studs. We're going to put one over here and then probably one in here, and then this section over here is going to be all right. So, all right, we'll get back with you in a few minutes once we get something else to do.